So now we're just finishing this journey, and we would like to welcome Dr. Stalivieri again. She will now give us more insights and tools. Talking about the catalog of tools, she will now give us more information, more hands-on strategies to continue working with mobility. So let's take the most out of this final session so that we can wrap up this mobility journey. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Wow, here I am again. Thank you very much for being supportive and coming back. And as yesterday Luis mentioned, this is intimidating. It's more intimidating because this is the last of the last presentations after the presentation of IMED catalog. And I'm talking to specialists. I'm not talking to newcomers of internationalization. But the idea is exactly that, to inspire, to provoke, to think together. And this is exactly more like a workshop. I don't know, Yadira, do we have the sheets of paper? Yadira? Do we have the papers to give to the audience? Yeah? Thank you very much. So I would appreciate you, please interrupt, make your comments, give ideas, and I would love to be there with you, but I can't because of the projections. So I'll be standing right here and trying to work with this workshop the best way as we can. So we are talking about driving internationalization, IMED strategies, and tools for 360 mobility. Understanding that mobility 360 means, let's go all around and check what do you want for mobility. I know, and of course I've been paying very good attention to all your presentations, and you are masters of mobility. You have so many beautiful experiences, one to each person. Thank you. I'm sorry about the internet, but they can do the same exercise at home, right? The ones who are with us connected. So I know you know a lot about mobility. So the idea is exactly to think about problems, new situations, try to inspire. If you can take one takeaway from all the possibilities here, it's going to be fantastic. And of course, I told you it's really intimidating to be here today. It's the last presentation, the last person to talk. You're tired, just full of information, and it's a big stage. So we just have time to work, right? Unfortunately, we didn't have time to do anything else besides of working. Is that right, Yadira? Oh my goodness. Oh my God, this is scary. Oops, that's me on the picture. What's going on? Yes, we do have time to celebrate life. We do have time to have some fun. And of course, we work as well. There's the other group. Oh, that's me. And I was drinking beer, so wish me luck to speak to you this morning. Como chama, Camilo? Michelada e chelada. And I recommend it to you. It's fantastic. So people, just to have some fun and reinforce, it's all about people. It's all about relationship. You can have tons of partnerships, but you need to strengthen relationship. And you guys are doing a great job. I'm really impressed with the deliverables. It's not just one catalog, it's not just one meeting, it's not just one conference. You are doing a great job. And I really recommend you to Creative Commons, right? Register everything you do, because we have to protect the intellectuality. Open science is fantastic. And of course, we have to be worried about everything that you produce in order to stimulate other people to go ahead. Yadira, I would like just to ask you about time, okay? How much time do we have? You mean 1 hour and 20 minutes, or it's 11:30 right now? 14? Okay, wow. Wow, I've never had so much time. So, bad for you, good for me. Let's go, people. The first activity, do you all have a piece of paper? Yes? Okay, I think, Yadira, I need one as well, if you can be kind to give me one. I know we have this movement about Europe without paper, but it's just for our exercise right now, okay? So the first thing you are going to do is, you are going to follow my instructions. Fold the paper in half. Can you do it? Fold it in half. Fold it again. Good one. I'm just going to follow some instructions here with you. Fold the paper in half. Now tear off the top right corner. Be brave, use your hands. Okay. Good. Do it. No questions, okay? Just follow the instructions, follow the leader. Fold the paper in half again. It's going to be a little bit difficult, it's too tough, but fold it again. Now, tear a piece in the center. Okay? No cheating. Fold once more and cut off the bottom left corner. So turn once again, fold once more, and cut off the bottom left corner. Getting harder. Okay? And the last one, tear a piece from the bottom left corner. Final one, unfold your paper. Your paper should be exactly like this. No. Come on. Ooh, look at that. Look back at your papers. Can you erase them? Oh my goodness, what's going on? Look at that. Show yours, sir. Show it to you. Please show it to us. Look at that one. Guys, what is going on here? Look at your. I'm sorry. This is so funny. Okay. Can we make any connections? What's going on here? Did we have the same instructions? Yeah. Do we have 2 years? Yep. Are we humans, equal humans? Yeah. We got the same information. We are in the same place. We are academics. Why do we have so many different results? So many different answers to the same phenomena? Anyone would like to guess? Yes, please. Different perspectives. Do you think your students have the same perspective? Of course not. Another comment. Different perspectives. Say whatever comes to your heart, please. So there are different ways to do an exchange program? There are different ways to have an international experience? Good. Renata. So we have different ways to react, including physical conditions, physical body and abilities, different skills. So we have different skills, different ways to understand the same phenomena, to react to the same phenomena, right? And this is something important, people, we have to keep in mind when we talk about mobility, when we talk about our objectives here, right? The idea when Yadira asked me to come, and thank you very much again for having the opportunity, was to discuss a little bit your catalog of tools, especially considering maturity model, strategic guidelines, and our focus can be mobility. But mobility is just one little piece of internationalization. So what you can do is look at this material and we can apply. You'll see basic things like, oh, she's going to talk about SWOT. We all know about it. But why don't we use it every day? Why don't we at least think about what are the strengths, what are my positive aspects, who are my enemies here, what should I think about when I design a new mobility program, and so on. So the idea is exactly to be very reflective and thinking, how can we develop the best thing? And I'm so glad that Cesar just presented. That was the first page of IMET, and you are developing, you are improving, but this is the beginning of our starting point here. You have some of the objectives. Empower higher education institutions. Look at that. We are getting more power. We are getting more powerful to discuss. And power means I'm having the right information, right? The one who has power has more possibilities to progress. And power means the right information, right data. When you have, for example, data, 100 students from Brazil travel with Science Without Border program. Doesn't say too much. Let's change data to information. 100 students from Brazil travel to 100 places in 100 different countries, like Colombia, Peru, Polonia. Change it a little bit. I'm going from data to information to knowledge. 100 students from the engineering department published this paper, so I'm progressing with the knowledge. Next step, data, information, knowledge, wisdom. I have to change all this information you are getting from your numbers into knowledge, into wisdom, sabedoria. And what is the next movement? And I love when Cesar mentioned using Gemini. Did you see the pictures yesterday I mentioned to you? Gemini helped me. 2 or 3, can you help me design a picture about internationalization 4.0? It helps us. No problem against artificial intelligence. It's helping us, as long as, of course, we mention that we are using them. So moving to wisdom, and because of the next step of artificial intelligence comes intuition. You can ask artificial intelligence and check what would be the countries that Brazilian students would need to go for the next 20 years, considering economy, considering political aspect, whatever. So we can have the intuition. That's the next step. And here, look at this. Let's refresh our practices a little bit. Why? 300 mobility. It's not an official concept. It doesn't exist, so it's good for us. Maybe we can create a concept of mobility 360, but it doesn't appear in the catalog. But I understand that in your catalog, whatever you studied, and you did 300 meetings, 300 hours working on the catalog, I completely understood that you want to have this comprehensive and multifaceted, what a difficult word to say, multifacetada approach. Help me with the English. So you have so many different faces, so many different ways to understand mobility, to understand what you're going to do. And of course, we need tools, right? It's a toolkit. So it means, therefore, that higher education must develop strategies that address mobility in all its dimensions, including virtual mobility, including physical mobility, including staff, leaders, students, postdoc students, undergrad, grad, management people. Remember, it's not a department, it's a mindset changing. The more you can internationalize everyone in your institution, including the signs indicating where the toilet is, including the websites, we need to have these strategies, and strategies for all its dimensions. Okay. What I could understand from your catalog. First thing, cover of all target audiences, enabling to attract students for mobility initiatives, academic staff, and non-academic staff. Therefore, it's not only seen as a student exchange, but a strategy. Think about, how am I going back home and develop a strategy to increase the numbers of outgoing, of incoming? But I cannot just say, okay, I want to increase and I want to bring 100 more Chinese students. No, I don't have structure. I don't have people to help 100 Chinese students. I had 25 South Korean. I had problems with all of them. They didn't adjust with the food. They did not adjust with the families. The families hated the South Korean students because of intercultural issues. So be careful. Look at the strategies, and especially that enrich the entire institution culture. What nationalities should I work and bring more? I remember when I was in the United States, they created a piece of paper like this with very bright colors, you know, those kind of citrics, lemon, pink, and it was, please, adopt a Brazilian. They are very funny. They make you laugh because they are very this and that. Guys, I just felt like a monkey in a zoo. This is not the way to treat a different nationality. We know that we are very funny. Brazilians like to laugh, and we are very expansive. expansive. But the idea is exactly, think about strategies for mobility. You are talking about numbers, but you're also talking about scopes. And I like it very much because you bring the before mobility, during mobility, after mobility. This is all in your catalog. So you are doing a great job considering all this mobility 360. Thinking about preparation and planning. I don't know if it's a right, and would like to know what you think about, if it's a good balance. I understand that 50% preparation. I can tell you, Italy is beautiful, you're going to have fun, you can visit many churches, it's really cultural, fantastic. So 50% of information, 50% experience. I don't know if it's a good average. Maybe you can tell me what you think about it. But preparation is fundamental. And guys, it's not just a week preparation, a pre-departure orientation where you give them the books, the passports, information about university. It's going deeper. You're going to talk about intercultural issues. How can you prepare your students to succeed in Poland? At least study, talk to people. See if you have someone who went to Poland. What about the customs in Poland? What should I do? What should I not do? I don't want to offend you. Can I keep eye contact? Can I touch you? Can I hug? Can I kiss? There is a wonderful book, Lina, for your thesis, almost like this big. Kiss, bow, or shake hands. That's the title of the book. And it keeps talking about these intercultural issues. During mobility, Lou, we do not have people to keep following the students when they are traveling. I know, guys, it's very difficult. But at least an email, a WhatsApp, hey, hello, how are you doing? And students usually lock down the doors, they stay alone in their rooms, and they feel depressed because the first week, hello, hello, I'm happy. Second night, what the hell am I doing here? Third day, I want to go back home. Fourth day, okay, I can survive because I'm too proud to go back home. So how can we help this experience to be better than what we are doing? So having this kind of, maybe you already have, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating basic things, but the idea is to help everyone. How can we, this provision of ongoing support, incoming and outgoing? After mobility, impact and sustainability, we are not taking the potential of the students who come back. They go and they come back and they stay in their rooms looking at the pictures. It cannot be individual. Remember yesterday? Individual, local, regional, institutional, the country, the community. And we have to prepare what you guys are doing. Wonderful practices. Café intercultural, picture, how do you say, a gallery, something like that. Every academic week, please open 15 moments for a student to go there and make a presentation in order to invite other students. Ask them to stay outside the auditorium, ready to talk to new students who would like to know what is it to do an exchange program. So we have lots of knowledge, a wonderful potential that we have to start organizing and especially publicizing, making it free for everyone to enjoy the benefits. Okay, here? Any comments? Please do raise your hands or just... And the last one, you had 3 ones, strategy integration, the 5 pillars. The catalog is in 5 pillars, right? And mobility, of course, is aligned with you when you talk about comprehensive. Comprehensive internationalization, comprehensive catalog of tools to internationalization. I have lots of slides, lots of material. Please feel free to read it later. Then we can talk a little bit more. The first pillar you have, digitalization. Enhance of cross-border academic collaboration, such as COIL. We were just talking on the coffee break. Some professors would love to do, but they have no idea. COIL is a program, is a study, is a methodology, is a technique, is a tool. I know about COIL, but I have no idea. So step by step, what is it? How do you do it? Who is your partner? Make some seminars, invite professors who already work with COIL and promote it. People like to be engaged. They like to be invited to report their results. And sometimes it's not just up to you. You are the guys who will be conducting the orchestra. Ask them to delegate, invite more people. So we are kind of working on the optimization of administrative workflows. Workflows, people. question for you. Do you have an idea which month of the year is the busiest in your office? Have you ever mapped that? Lynn and Brito, yes. Maybe they can share. You have the heat map, mapa de calor. You have any idea? Good, because that's exactly when you can ask for training students to come to the office to help you. We are looking about workflows, about management processes, risk management, right? You don't need to attend 5,000 students just by yourself. Delegate, help, ask help. And of course, we have to understand it. The other pillar, internationalization of curriculum. I don't know about you, and I'd love to listen to Renata and Bruno about Brazilian institutions. I don't think we are progressing too much with internationalization of curriculum. I don't think people are really enjoying the idea. It's very different, and I love Betty Lesk, she's my close friend, but it's different in Australia. In every classroom, you have 30, 40 foreign students. It's not the reality in Brazilian institutions. So internationalization of curriculum means working the potential you have in the classroom, but while also think about the global concepts. How am I going to transform my curriculum design to be internationalized? Oh, okay, I can teach it in English. It's not it. I can put all the references with international writers. That's not it. It's epistemological, philosophical. It's a global mindset changing in the classroom, in the topics you teach. As we mentioned about the bridge yesterday, it's different to build a bridge in Brazil, to cut chicken in Brazil, to export meat from Brazil to Arabian countries. So we have to look at that, look at modern strategies, of course, and decide, okay, going back home, how can I engage faculty to think about a program or a plan of curriculum internationalization at home. It's not only internationalization at home, it's internationalization of curriculum at home. Okay, let's work with seminars, let's invite someone who already works with internationalization of curriculum, let's write a guide step by step, how do I do? Because it's different in Latin America, it's going to be different from Colombia, from Brazil, the way we have to. And professors, as I mentioned to you, they have no idea how to start with that, besides of the ones who really like it and go for it and start working. Another pillar of your document is student mobility. What do we want? Robust administrative processes. Yesterday I asked you guys, how do you control your mobility? And I felt so embarrassed. So many times the president of my university asked me, Professor, how many students do we have in Bologna from the law department that went in 1998? Who knows? Would you give me a moment? I'll go back to my office. No, he wants it right now. So as my postdoc result, I did it at Engineering and Knowledge Management. I was with those guys, those nerds who creates these APPs for us that helps us save our lives. And I asked them, can you come inside my mind and can you invite me to go inside the computer? Because I want to create a platform. And it was created. It names Sigma, Sistema de Gestão da Mobilidade Acadêmica Internacional. You understand it in Portuguese? Yes? So it's a platform. I put all the names of the students, which country they go, when did they leave the country, when did they come back, what the subjects they did. It's a platform. But also, they write about living in Italy is fantastic. I went to that restaurant, I bought a Coke and a McDonald's, and I paid this amount of money. So it's a kind of interactive platform between students and university. And you have, as the same platform Cesar showed to us, different levels. Of course, the president of university and me, we have access to everything, including the credits, including the enrollment of the students. One problem, Cesar, and that's why I'm warning you. I did it. It was a result of a postdoc, and I went to the Secretaria de Inovação, the Ministry of Technology, and I registered this platform. As soon as it was registered, if I want to sell it to you, 30% comes to me, 30% to the postgrad program, 30% for the university. Which means, Yadira, they will get 70%, and I will be with 30%. And I didn't like very much the idea of working for free. So I said, okay, you stay with this one, and I'm going to create a Sigma 2.0, for example, which is going to be mine. Why? The good thing, it was registered. Everyone who wants to create a platform must report to Sigma. So it was created by me and the guys who were just working there. What do we have? I can open my cell phone and I have the online information right on time. What's the secret? I need someone in the background putting all the information, feeding the platform. And that's the bad thing. Nobody knows the information. We don't share the information inside. Professors especially. Students, it's okay because they need documents, but professors, they just forget about us. But anyway, it's a great idea. Focus on operation excellence and student support. The other pillar, academic and non-academic, emphasizing enriched institutional culture. It's all in your documents. That's why I'm going a little bit further. And you have internationalization and communication, effectively communicated internally and externally. Think about, are you telling people what to do? Inside and outside? Do your university, do they know what you do? Or they think you are a touristic agency as well? Promotion to attract partner and students. Effective communication, people. How is your material? What is the material are you bringing here? Is your website in 3 languages? Yes, we have, and it's everything translated. No, it's not everything. It has to be a specific communication for this specific population. Because it's a different information the international student need. Is that right? Are you with me? Too tired? No? Let's go ahead. Now I need your help. We're talking about communication. Look at this. Between what I think, what I want to say, what I think I'm saying, what I say, what you want to hear, what you think you understand, what you want to understand, and what you understand or understood, there are at least 9 chances that we will not understand each other. Speaking the same language. Imagine when you do speak different languages, when you do come from different cultures. Do you have miscommunication with your husband? With your boyfriend? Every day. With your kids, with your children? With your girlfriend? No, not here. Guys, we have problems in communication all the time. So imagine the communication with international students. If you watch the movie Albergue Espanhol, poor guy Javier goes to the office and talks to the lady, and the lady tells, you have to bring this, and that, and you have to go, sorry, I have no idea what's PPGA, EGC, PPGAU, IMPEAL, all the slangs, obvious for us, but they are not obvious for the students. So we have to be careful with this kind of communication aspect. But of course, everything begins with, where are you? Are you beginners? Are you robust internationalization? Which level are you? There are some theses, some dissertations already with matrix of maturity that maybe would help you to improve if you still need to design a maturity model. CAPES in Brazil had one, and the book is the name of Guia de Aceleração da Internacionalização. I don't like it very much, but it's a starting point to see the basic one, the middle one, the top one. Some theses bring, I think Renata followed Kyria, they had Felipe, I think, and he created one, but I don't like that he put the language one as a level of maturity separated. You know, maybe we can talk about this. But anyway, when formulating the strategy, we need to diagnose, who am I? Where am I? What is the level of my mobility? Is it okay if I offer a discipline in English? Do I have students who speak English and will join my topic? Or it's going to be a waste of time? So diagnostic people, and of course, it's fundamental for this stage. We have to understand our internal capabilities. And when we talk about internal capabilities, let's apply the SWOT analysis. Let's apply exactly strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Especially, for example, some institutions or some students can compete and they can check, I'm going to start, I was talking to the driver, I love talking to taxi drivers. Two sons, one 26, one 14, 26 is already graduating, but he wants to do an exchange program. And he's deciding to which country to go. Analysis. Where should I go? What for? What are my expectations? Which countries should I have another agreement term? Is it important for me to sign an agreement with Finland? I did it, people. Turku University, one of the top universities in the world. No students want to go there. I didn't have one little person interested in going to Finland because it's too cold, they were afraid of the language, because it's too far away. You know Bolsas Mombusho from JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency? They pay for everything, airplane, apartment, they give you money at the airport. No one wants to go to Japan. And a huge effort promoting. So pay attention, look at the opportunities, look at what is available, and check, double check. What do you see in this picture? It's very, very famous and very old as well. Rubens vase. What do you see? Two faces? Everybody? Do you see anything else? A cup, a vase? It's named Rubens vase, psychology that kind of study our mind. What do you see? How many faces do you see in this picture? How many faces do you see in this picture? 7? 10? Oh, everybody's kind of, I love this aha moment. Aha. 11? Did you all see 11 faces? Some people are saying no. You will have more time too, okay? At least 12. And every time I look, I keep finding more and more and more. Good? Let's go to another one. This is easy. What do you see here? Einstein, drinking milk, maybe? Do you see anything else? I see someone sitting on his nose. And the eyes, I see 2 ladies. Everybody? 3 ladies, actually. He's in a good shape. One more. La vie en rose. I see a rose, 2 people kissing. Good. It's getting easier. Now your brain is already working. See? Brain training. Last one. A face. I see the eyes, I see the mouth, a big face. Do you also see the lady? A lady walking? No. Oh, yes, I see it. Okay, ready? There's the back of her black coat. I see almost like a bridge on the back. She's walking, cold day. Okay, our brains are working fine. What does that mean with us, people? Evaluation process. What is good for you? What else do I have to see? When I'm talking to a student, when I'm preparing a student, I'm checking the profile of the student. Some students are kind of competing for international scholarship. And I have to be very careful, including with the selection. So try to prepare your brains to go a little bit further, to see beyond what is obvious. And internationalization works with that. What's behind your big interest in partnership with me? It's not because of my beautiful eyes. What's on the table? What's on the negotiation? And here we have to understand, review the policies and procedures related to student and faculty mobility. When everything is okay, everything is okay. But as soon as a student breaks a leg, let's see the insurance. Who told you the student had insurance? Okay, who's going to pay? I had a student from Guinea-Bissau who died in Brazil. Who's going to pay for the expatriation? Do I say that in English? Expatriation of the body. And it was with Federal de Juiz de Fora, Caxias do Sul. Federal de Juiz de Fora didn't have money, and of course we didn't. Ministry of External Relations said, no, we have no money. And it's expensive, people. So what we decide? Okay, he wanted to go back to Juiz de Fora. We buried them there. Juiz de Fora paid, and Caxias paid for the tickets for his wife and his cousin to see the warning ceremony. Nobody's really expecting, so we have to review, we have to be diagnosing where are the problems and face the problems. Effectiveness of administrative management, because again, we are dealing with people, we are dealing with students, and students can complain. One that I like it a lot, exactly, check for this self-analysis. And you can use that for your office, for your agenda, for the program of mobility. But Lou, we don't have time. No, you don't need to. It's just a kind of exercise. If you have time, wonderful. Work with your team. Guys, 1 week we're going to have this internal meeting. What is really worrying you? What are the problems? What about our time? Do we need more people? Are we okay? How is our budget? So have a look at this. Self-analysis. And of course, our focus is on mobility, right? So check about mobility. Is it okay to send students to China, or is it too problematic because of the culture shock? Sometimes it's better to one step back. But in order to do that, I need elements. Facts and data kill the arguments. Dado mata o relato. If you do have numbers, our discussion is over. You will be right because you do have science with you. Okay? You know this matrix. Opportunities, threats, strengths, weaknesses, internal origin, external origin, and it's from 1960, people. So still very, very interesting for us. One recommendation for you. Have a look at this book. It's in English, it's in Spanish. I don't know if it is in Portuguese, but it was recently released. When I was with Cesar, it was the first time I showed in Lima, in Peru, and I thought it's quite interesting, even for the ones who are on top level of internationalization. Internacionalización de las instituciones de educación superior en el contexto americano. Guía de primeros pasos. So you will see lots of interesting recommendation, but I'm not the first steps. I'm not a baby step anymore. No problems. Have a look, and maybe you'll have some ideas about it. And of course, I learned a lot with their suggestions. I'm going straight to phase one. Phase of mobility goes a little bit further. They have lots of recommendations. And the first one is the SWOT analysis, strategies, lines of action, and indicators. What about your indicators? We are concluding 2025. Are you satisfied with your results? Are you satisfied with your numbers? What do you mean? I mean, are you happy? Do you think you did the best you could? You're 101%? To be very happy with your internationalization mobility? How are you planning for next year? Yes, Renata.
Latin America.
Yes.
Thank you. Is there anything like that in that document, in this book?
Not really. Not something like, this is internationalization. Okay, so that's why I'm insisting. We have to write something, you know. I like the South African as well, but we have to talk a lot about diversity, inclusion, equity, belonging, you know, put all these concepts together, this humanization of internationalization, which I understand characterizes a lot. And again, Renata, written by Global North. So it has this perspective, right? It annoys me a little bit, but when you don't have... Where? I don't know the name of the authors, Cesar. Maybe someone can download it and check it because it's there. Usually they mention UNESCO, you know. I am a consultant of UNESCO. My name never appears. And you have to sign a document for segredo, secret. You're not going to comment here publicly, you know. Anyway, nobody's go. So look at this one, letter C, socialization of the institutional plan. Incorporación de ajustes, aprobación y ampla difusión. So tell people what to do. It's all on the document for you to read later, and you can download it because it's very easy. So, of course, if you're trying to make the diagnosis, if you're thinking about strategies of mobility, if you know where you are, where you want to be in 2026, and this is a personal question, people. Do you have any idea, or do you make plans for short, middle, and long term? Where are you planning to be in the next 6 months? I've never thought about it. Next 2 years? What about 5 years? Lina, what about your PhD in 6 months, 2 years, 5 years? Ha! right? It's a good exercise even for us. Planning, it's the key thing. Human, financial, and technological resources. And I love this matrix as well, people. I use it a lot for myself. I woke up in the morning and I use the 2-minute rule. Do you know the 2-minute rule? No? Everything you can resolve in 2 minutes, your brain would work much nicer if you do it. Arrive in your office, nice cup of coffee. I have to send emails. I have to write thank you note to Yadira. I want to get a message from you. I want to have a feedback about in 2 minutes. Do it, clean your table, clean your desk. And then I have to read a PhD thesis, 374 pages. That's my life. I have 8 PhD and master dissertations by till December 22nd. That's going to be my last one. So I love to do this. If I have to select my agenda and organize it, what do you think about organizing an intercultural coffee for students in your university? Does it demand a lot of effort? Not really. What do you need? A space, coffee, and invite the students, right? What about the impact? Do you think it's high impact? Let's compare to, I want to publish a paper in English in a very high qualified magazine. Effort, huge. Impact, huge. So you can establish, in each of the quadrants, you can establish, and some of them, high impact, high effort, low impact. Don't waste your time with that. Too much effort. So it's a good way for you to think about and plan your agenda, plan the agenda for your department. You look at the internationalization plan and check it exactly. How much effort and how much impact. Priorities, the most complex one, what would be the best? On the second, right? On the first one, low impact, but, low strength, low effort, but high impact. That would be the best. Pouco trabalho, alto impacto. That would be the best one. Okay, and what about the definition of vision of our objectives? This is on your book, people. And that's why I'm insisting. You are saying that you must have a clear vision for the internationalization. You are saying that you must have measurable and realistic strategic objectives. Okay? So if you're going to look at the catalog of tools, remember, you are designing your own catalog of tools, which is already fantastic. I just have to adapt, adjust to my reality. And what is the vision? This clear vision. Ambitions and long-term. Okay, I can have 6 months, 2 years, 5 years. Lou, but I don't even know if I'm going to be in the post. In my institution, maybe they will replace and put another person. Well, do the best with what you have at this moment. If you're going to be 6 months, 2 years, 1 year, think about it and check for results. Position itself on the global stage. The vision must be intrinsically to the institutional mission. So don't work alone. Align it. Remember the 30-second pitch in the elevator with your boss? Listen, boss, I have something to tell you. We got 3 million euros from Europe to design a research program about internationalization. I'm pretty sure he's going to give you a better office, more people probably. And how do I make this roadmap? Concrete goals to seek to expand mobility. So I need an institutional roadmap. A roadmap means step by step. Where do I start? Who's going to be involved? How much money do I need? Where is it going to be developed? Which knowledge area? Am I going to work with medical school, engineering school? Who are the friends of internationalization? And a good idea is very obvious. 5W2H. This is another matrix that helps. You don't need to write, you don't need to put too much effort, but ask yourself, okay, what's going to be done? Student mobility. Why? To Brazil, for example. Why? Because Brazil is going to be #1 import and export country, and we need to prepare people to deal with Brazil. Where? In the mobility office. When? Beginning 2026. Who? It's going to be with the Federal University of Santa Catarina and my institution, with the business administration area, because I spoke to Lu, and she can receive my students there. Fantastic. How? We are going to spend, it's a post-graduation exchange program, Our students are going for an internship there, very short. They're going to be in Florianopolis, in the island, the Magic Island, spending some time. And they're going to visit Brazilian companies. How much? Well, we are going to ask for the Microsoft, and they're going to help with some funds. So I'm designing, I'm checking, I'm kind of following. Sorry, it's in Portuguese, but it's obvious, and I'm pretty sure you can understand. Look at the why. What is the return? Is it worth it? Otherwise, effort, impact, what you're going to do. Very easy. Define your goal, define your problem, and how you're going to make it better. And of course, we have some pillars of action that will help us. And we have to transform theory into action. We're going to look for the UNESCO book again. This is in your book. University should develop, governing himself, should develop or improve the internal policies and procedures to facilitate student and faculty mobility, making process more efficient and accessible. Remember what I told you yesterday? I wanted to have international students. They cannot enroll because of a technical problem. So I have to look back, improve internal policies. Who do I have to talk to? Who can help me to solve this problem? And sometimes we lose students. They could be joining my class. They could be with us. And because of a technical problem. So revising all this is always good. This is the suggestion they make at the UNESCO material. Articulation, go down, the blue, dark blue. Interrupting you here? No? Mission and vision, alignment with national plan, designation of the internationalization team. Number 2, evaluation of conditions, SWOT analysis, formulation of strategies, socialization, incorporation and adjustments, internationalization of curriculum, identification of current curriculum and internationalized context, redesign, teacher training, structural. And this never ends, people. We have to be doing, we always have new people, always have new professors coming. Academic mobility, design the mobility policy, mobility program, establish mobility committee, scholarships. International cooperation, identifying strategic, I'm on the yellow one. Design and develop cooperation projects, implementation and follow-up, always, always, always follow-up. Strengthening the institutional relations. And the last one, evaluation, data collection, impact, results, planning for improving the whole process, and start again and again and again. Very simple, very useful, but we have to do it, you know. I know you already do it. It's just organizing. Maybe it will give you some insights about these possibilities. I love this picture. Sometimes we are kind of this, right? Comprehensive process. Administration of student and faculty mobility from promotion to reintegration. And let's talk about a little bit about students again. Let's talk about their reintegration. What they take. Desenho da política de mobilidade, development of programs. They suggest creating of a committee, gestão de becas e financiamento. Look at this on phase 4. It's on the book of the UNESCO. It can help us to think a little bit about what they want. Do you have a piece of paper and a pen? No, you do, because I gave you a wonderful one. Can be that one. Can be a very small one. You can use the paper we used before. I want you to write exactly those dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Exactly the way it is on the board. Ready? Pay attention to the instructions now. You're going to have 1 minute, which means 60 seconds. You're going to put your pen in one of the dots, and you have to design 4 lines without moving the pen from the paper. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to connect all the dots. Again, your pencil on the paper, 1, 2, 3, 4. You must connect all the dots. Ready? Someone can help me with the time? Did you get it? sorry. Oh, the instructions again, I'm sorry. So, pencil, paper, put on the dot, choose one. And you have 4 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to connect all the dots. Connect means you have to make the lines get all the dots, all the little black things. Clear? Are you thinking or you don't understand? Because maybe I'm not giving the right instructions. Okay, good. Somebody help me with 30 seconds? An engineer for sure. Good. Can you explain it to us? Let's just give someone more time. Someone else? Renata, did you check? Or is he cheating? He did it. It has to be an engineer. My brains don't work on that direction. 30 seconds. Guys from Poland? No? Ladies from Latvia? Alexandra, no? Okay, time is over. Bruno, can you be kind enough, try to help people? Okay, good.
Square. So you can do a line on the diagonal, and then you can go up all the way, and then down, diagonal, and then go
This
back.
one should be connecting this dot, okay?
Yes.
But anyway.
And then you move back.
Let's go back for everybody to understand. I think we did the same kind of...
Yeah, the same pattern. Yeah.
Good. First one. Can you repeat, Bruno, your first sentence? It doesn't mean that you have to be...
To be restricted by the square that sometimes people imply, oh, I have to stay in this area, but that was not on the instruction, so...
That's what I did.
Yes.
That was my
And that's
Keep
usually
the
the
microphone
problem.
and you are going to make connections. What does that to do with mobility? What does that do with internationalization? In a minute.
Okay.
Questions? Could you do it? Out of the box. Not restricted to the square, as Bruno just said. Okay. Bruno, can you make any connections with our topic? Our internationalization, our mobility, our whatever?
I guess the analogy that I would make is that you don't have to be restricted by what's the status quo. You have to look for new ways of doing things. That's my guess.
Okay, wonderful. Completely agree with you. Renata, any guess? What do you understand by out of the box? We have to think out of the box. Sair da caixinha.
So for me, it's being creative.
Being creative. Excellent. Lina? Being creative. Somebody else? Comments here? So we have to think out of the box, exactly. Don't be restricted to regulated models. Oh, it means that I can break the rules? No, that's not the idea. It means that you can think about new possibilities, new ways of designing mobility programs. You can think about the development of some skills that could help your students. Which means, okay, it's so hard to have a student to go for 6 months. Let's think about short programs. Let's think about programs that can develop. For example, I come to Colombia and I want to learn about the whole net of producing and gathering coffee, going to the coffee industry, going to the whole cadena of making the coffee. And I also can study the management, the marketing, the engineering. So we designed a 10-day program in Colombia to study coffee, to study chocolate, to go to Amazon, to go to the south of Brazil, whatever. So out of the box, people, knowledge, cognitive competence. I designed it for the 3 C's. In English, it doesn't make sense, okay? So you can understand it. The second ability, communication, communicative competence. And the third C comes from culture. Let's put all these things together. Comunicação, conhecimento e cultura. The basis for a successful student mobility. The basis for developing the needs, the skills needed for intercultural development. We have to stimulate the intercultural intelligence of our students. That's why they go for mobility. It's not just to go to see Mickey Mouse, to go to Disney. They are looking for knowledge, skills, creative skills, communicative competence. Okay? I love this schema. What does that mean? Student mobility begins with higher education institutions. This is us. Then we go to 5 dimensions. What are they? Focusing on students. These students must have an international experience. Clear so far? First one, logistics. Remember I gave you an example? I had a student arriving in Barcelona, and she calls me from the airport. Professor, there's nobody here waiting for me. Well, did you hire this? Did you tell someone? Other one, professor, or the mother of a student, professor, my daughter is in Padova and she doesn't know the address. Did you tell your student to have a little folder with the address, with the name of the one you're going to be, the international office? Basic logistic things. Administrative. Okay, I came here, I didn't know I had to pay 1,000 euros for my PhD. Did you talk to someone about enrollment, about the fees? So pay attention to all, and I can open each one of those things, you just don't have time. Academic. Oh, I went to Italy and I had a professor, we had 400 students, and he never asked me by my name. There's no way the professor can call you by your name. It's not a room where you have 10 students, right? It's a completely different academic system. Linguistics. You think you speak English and you have at least 9 possibilities to not communicate. And the last one, intercultural. How should I behave? How should I talk to you? How should I show this? Preparation goes to execution and goes to the conclusion. And it must be well succeed, well developed, well structured in order to develop. Do you recognize this image? Do you know who's this lady? She's very famous. Yeah? Michelle Obama. Do you know where she is? Would you guess? In Dubai? Looks like, I don't know. Shanghai? She's very well dressed, right? Okay, look at this picture now. Is it the same Michelle Obama? Do you see any difference? Oh, the dress. What happened with the dress? Oh, okay. What happened? What happened, people, is this. ABC News, Michelle Obama's image altered by the Iranian news agency. You know where she was? And the Oscar goes to Alive. And of course, if you send your student to a country, of course you have to get out of the box. Think that the ladies wore chador. Think that's the way lady wore the shihad. Don't look at the ladies. Why are you wearing a burqa? Well, why are you wearing a bikini? You are the weird one. Who is the weird one? Maybe you. So prepare our students for this intercultural kind of issues, people. Means that we are talking about preparation of the students, showing them the W curve, not in just a week, giving them documents, but inviting the psychologists, invite professors from the language department, the ones who work with intercultural issues, and tell them, listen, we have the honeymoon stage. My first exchange in London, I should be born here because I'm British. Everything works, everything is fine, everything is so clean. People are punctual. I'm not Brazilian, I should be a British lady. First week. Everybody went to the British house, to my landlord and my landlady. As soon as they opened the door and saw me, you are not black. No, but you're Brazilian. Yes. So what's the point? Are you frustrated because I'm not black? I'm not have a cocar, I'm not dancing samba. I'm horrible about dancing, by the way. We need your father, Camilo, to help us dancing. This is a private conversation of yesterday, right? Anyway, we go from the honeymoon stage. Then I know my English is not good. I don't get the tube. I don't know how to get the tube to move around in London. I don't make any friends. I don't have enough money. And I feel really disappointed. You go to depression. Good news. You go to the disintegration stage and think about your students, people, when they kind of desperate started calling you. Now we have WhatsApp, we have internet, but this is since 1990s, and it's still on and on and on. Science is still developing. We are going to the reintegration and autonomy stage. You can get the money from the money machine. You can have a couple of friends. You get the right bus, the right tube, the right metro. You can wash your clothes in the washing machine. You can take a shower, because in London you have to put some coins to take a shower, right? Some things that are completely different from my perspective. So I had to get out of the box. Then bad news, disintegration stage, it's time to come back home. And when they arrive in their own country, they are completely out of the box. Adaptation, readaptation, cultural stress, cultural shock reverse. And we are not really working on that. We are not really ready for the 360 mobility. And we must be, because we are responsible for life-changing in these students, right? We are the ones who invited and convinced them to move. We are the ones who convinced them to go to a different place. And in this different place, they faced basic personal things. I could not open the fridge to get my food. Those were the rules on the back of the door. And that was really hard for me to accept. In Brazil, you say, please, help yourself. Anytime, eat what you want. No, I had strict rules. Dinner served at 5. We were just commenting that. What time do you have dinner? We usually have dinner about 8. So changing your customs, changing your habits. And sometimes, I'm not going to use this because it's in Portuguese, but sometimes we have very, very, very big problems. I don't know if you know these guys. Is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and the Chinese President. And we almost had an official incident because of a very silly thing. A flower. Do you know the name of this flower? It's a poppy seed, papoula. It has completely different meanings. The paper poppy becomes a diplomatic source of friction between China and England. Unlike in Britain, where the poppy, which traditionally honors those killed by their country, Chinese officials consider the flower a symbol of humiliation. If you are the protocol guys, if you are the guys for the internationalization office, and you have this issue at your institution, your president and the Chinese university president, and you see something going on, something that can be very polemic, very offensive, we have to develop cultural knowledge, intercultural intelligence. It's a great concept. So prepare our students, as I mentioned, 50% experience, 50% knowledge. And this is our responsibility. We are talking about student mobility, faculty mobility. Move from the comfort zone. Move to the fair zone, to the learning zone, to the growing. I love all these aspects, where you define new objectives, you live your dream, you find your purpose. But you have to deal with problems. You have to face the expanding. I love this out-of-the-box thing. Break the bubble. We all have a space bubble. How comfortable you are. Look at, we have some people completely lonely, completely far from being closer. Think of yourselves when you get in an auditorium. You don't know anyone. Are you going to sit beside the first person you see? I don't. I usually need some space. British space, American space, Brazilian space in the metro. Look at the picture in the metro of United Kingdom and the metro in Brazil. Of course, the political, socio-economical situation changed everything. Okay? But look for the roadmaps. Clear and strategic action plan for mobility growth. We are planning to have more students. We are planning to invite more students. If you are planning to have more international students, think about where are they coming from. And prepare your staff. Prepare the professors. 5 minutes, professor, you're going to have a student from China. Be nice to him. Talk to him. Do not ignore that you have a Chinese in the classroom, because professors sometimes are afraid of. They don't speak English, not even Chinese. So sometimes they don't know how to approach the international student. Remember the invisible student we mentioned yesterday? So we have to keep preparing people. Do you have Google Lens? Open your Google Lens, please, and focus on the screen. If you want, of course. These are day-by-day activities in internationalization office. These are real documents. I got it when I was working in Caxias do Sul. Is it working? Somebody can help me reading the document? Google Lens, Google Translator, I don't know what's going to work for you. What do you do when you get this document in your office, people? First thing, we reject. Second, we ask the student to go to a translator, and especially an official one, which charges you $1,000 for that. Anyone can read the document? Please? Mm-hmm. Yes, it's okay in Spanish. I think. Is it okay in Spanish for you? Mm-hmm.
Ok, dice. El evento de educación superior se lleva a cabo en asociación con el Banco Mundial, el Centro de Integración Mediterránea de Marsella y colabora con los socios del programa. Esto tuvo lugar entre el 12 y 14 de mayo de 2015 en Beirut, República Libanesa. Es un honor para nosotros anunciar que este evento se realiza en asociación con muchas organizaciones internacionales como la UNESCO, la Asociación Internacional de Universidades IAU, el Consejo Británico, además de que el Ministerio de Educación y Educación Superior del Líbano, la Asociación de Universidades Libanesas y una serie de las instituciones de educación superior y universidades más importantes del Líbano participaron en la organización de este evento. El objetivo de este evento propuesto para este año, titulado Empoderar a las instituciones de educación superior a través del intercambio de experiencias y el desarrollo de la gobernanza, es desarrollar la transición entre las instituciones de educación superior, los gobiernos y los organismos de garantía de calidad, además de otros expertos y actores involucrados en temas de educación superior de la región y más allá. Este evento tiene como objetivo centrarse en la importancia de desarrollar información y herramientas para apoyar a los tomadores de decisiones en el trabajo hacia una mejor gobernanza y garantía de calidad en la educación superior a nivel institucional y nacional. Expertos distinguidos, además de socios específicos como estas instituciones y ministerios de educación y ministerios de finanzas, además de organizaciones internacionales como la Unión Europea, participarán en esta conferencia. Esta conferencia brinda una oportunidad para que los participantes se beneficien de las experiencias de los demás, fomenten la buena gobernanza y las prácticas de garantía de calidad. La conferencia tendrá lugar durante 2 días e incluirá paneles públicos, además de varios talleres, y estará precedida por una recepción el martes 12 de mayo de 2015. Esperamos su participación desde la fecha del evento, del 12 al 14 de mayo de 2015. Y ya.
He deserves very good translation. Wow, that was excellent. Excellent, people. Did you get the message as well? Okay, good. What about this one? Thank you very much. We are not going to read it all, but you can do the same exercise. Another language, another document. Again, this is the day-by-day activity, documents that I receive in my office. Could you know? It's a certificate. Have some stamps. Of course, I cannot read. I do not recognize anything here, not even the stamps. There is something like a republic on the round one. Anyone? The name of the town or something? I think this one is from Damascus. Yeah? Damascus University? Good.
In literature, awarded in February 2010.
Good, good. Okay, excellent. One more exercise. Oof, it's getting worse. Diploma? Arabian? Nope. Probably Japanese or Chinese. Graduation certificate? Okay. All right. One more? Anyway, people, this is just to give some color for our discussions here. And again, how are you planning to work on your roadmap, on your strategies of bringing international students, of inviting people to come to your institutions? I thought this image quite interesting. It's on the UNESCO book as well. You have the Assinatura Internacionalizada. Ampliar la red, incorporar resultados, contenidos, docentes internacionales, estudiantes extranjeros, realizar actividades de aprendizaje y evaluar competencias internacionales. It's quite interesting, right? Again, you can check each one of them and think about how are you doing this? How are you following the strategies to follow the internationalization for the signatures, for the topics, for the disciplines, for the programs, for the courses, whatever. Okay? Remember, the slides will be available to you. I'm just running a little bit. Internacionalización del currículum, another topic. Revisión del actual currículum, diseño curricular, formación del profesorado, apoyos didácticos. And we are talking about mobility, which means physical mobility, virtual mobility, internationalization at home, internationalization for all. If I cannot travel, I need to have global issues in my classroom. I need to develop my intercultural skills. I need to expand my intercultural intelligence. And we have to offer this to all students in our institutions. One more example here. This is something that it's on your catalog as well. Share low-cost, high-impact virtual exchange models prepared by the COIL methodology. Remember, COIL is a methodology. These models are innovative, accessible alternative to promote internationalization without the need for extensive and expensive physical mobility. And of course, we have to analyze cases. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Cómo se resolvió? ¿Qué se desprende de la experiencia? If you offer a COIL program, do the analysis, diagnosis, apply the SWOT, use the 5W2Hs, check for a roadmap. How many COILs? Is everybody offering COIL here? How many? Just one university? Two? Okay. But we still have a long way to go, right? Train professors, invite people to talk about COIL programs. And another tool, people, PDCA, plan, do, check, and correct. This is for life. Plan your agenda in the morning, do it, check it, and correct by the end of the day. How many activities did you plan to do? I'm a great planner, bad executor. I put 10 things on my agenda. By the end of the day, I did 10 things, but not the ones I planned. Something is wrong with me. Okay, we are working with people and we cannot make mistakes this big. If you planned your meetings, if you're planning to send more students, if you're planning to, so plan, execute, verify, and act. This is quite an exercise because I have slides in Portuguese, Spanish, in English. So everybody's really internationalizing here. But you can all find all this information around. Hired people, can you go a little bit more? Yeah? Questions? I'm looking at the time not to go too far, so funding, I'm not going to be too much here because we all know we need money. We need to participate in projects. We need to talk about, it's crucial to seek for money. And when I talk about money, it's important for you to negotiate. Negotiate means, do you have a list of agencies that offer mobility scholarships? Like DAAD, JICA, EduFrance, Newton Fund, British Council, Fulbright Commission, Fundação Carolina, Banco Stota, Banco Santander, and many others. Make a list and check everything, because sometimes we say there's no money for mobility. Yes, there is. The problem is that we don't know where is the money. Or if we do know, we don't have the projects to ask for the money, right? So this is very important. Can you describe this picture? What do you see here? A car. What else? Say it a little bit louder. It's a car. Yes, microphone would be easy. Anyone?
Honda Civic.
It's parked. It's not moving. Next to the shop, we can see the windows back there. What else? It's dirty. Very. Seems that it's not been used for a while. It seems to me it's in a gas station or something like that. Can be. Do you see any particular thing, anything weird in this car? Oh yeah, there's something on the top of the car. We can see from a different perspective. One more. Oh, What the hell is that, people? Or at least, what is it doing there? I'm very curious, and of course, this is a cell phone picture, so sorry for the bad quality. Have you ever been to Argentina? Buenos Aires? Yeah? Next time you go, you're going to pay attention. You say, remember Lou saying something about that. So have a coffee for me in Buenos Aires. Argentinian guys, when they want to say, I want to sell my car, this is exactly what they do. They put whatever kind of bottle on top of the car. Renata, that called me attention exactly because I was kind of seeing that walking on the roads, walking on the streets, and seeing that usually not very busy, not on downtown streets, but then you see 2, 3, 4 cars parked like that. When they want to sell the car, doing business, people. What is the strategy that you do to convince your partners? I don't have a strategy. Do I need one? Of course. Of course. Watch the movie The Interpreter with Nicole Kidman. She's a translator, and she heard about she knows about an African dialect, and there's the American delegation, and here's the African delegation. She is the translator, very tense because some murder is going to be happening with a big important authority and the General Assembly in New York, and she is translating, and the last night she heard something, and she didn't make any connections. By the time the American delegation here, talking in English, African delegation just listening to the translation, when the American delegation sends something, listen, mister, this is what we need, this is what we want from you. The African delegation stood up and say, this is what we need in a very clear English. So they used kind of, let's pretend we don't know what you're talking about, let's be quiet, and everybody was kind of shocked. Wow, do you speak English? You know what we're talking about? Yes, and you're talking about the murder of Miss Swanee, the general leader of African. So when you do the negotiations, of course, you need strategy. And you need strategy to negotiate with your students as well. You need strategy to progress with your cooperation. I need to improve the number of agreement terms. What am I going to do? I need to progress with the document. So identify strategic partners. But I have no idea who is a strategic partner. I just signed the agreements. Well, you better think about. Please don't tell anyone. Universidade Federal de Santa Catarina, we have more than 500 agreement terms. Not even half of them work. So why do you need that? Everybody wants to do. Now we are signing with Dominican Republic because I was at CAIE. So they want to sign with Honduras, República Dominicana, those countries that are kind of difficult, including to work with them. So think about, design and develop projects, implement and strengthen your relations. Sometimes it's much better to have less but strong cooperation than to have a lot with just one student in mobility. Remember, impact and strength. Going ahead. Another topic on your project, marketing people. We have to be like chicken, right? Increase visibility. Our students can be ambassadors. Some people don't like us to say that, but they are representatives of your institution. So they must know where are you coming from? What does your institution have to offer? What are you good at? What is their campus? Do you have a dorm? So give the information to your students because they will be your arms at Universidade de Salamanca. They can be someone who really will help you if you have another problem with another student. I can call you because we are connected. So when you develop this, increased visibility means that you are having strategies. Tips on digital marketing internationalization. I remember at Universidade de Caxias do Sul, they prohibited us to use Facebook or Messenger. From 11:30 to 1:30, it was released. During working hours, no, because they were saying that we were just chatting and not working. So I had to create a Facebook account outside of the account of the university to talk to the students. That's where they communicate. Students today communicate with TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I use LinkedIn. Nobody sees LinkedIn. They like Facebook. No, they use TikTok. So it's really interesting to know how are we going to use online toolkit, sites, blogs, podcasts, social networks, Instagram, LinkedIn, for us researchers. You must have your profile in this cyberspace. Do you have your cyber profile? ORCID, Work ID, whatever, ResearchGate, Academia Pointedou, Publons, Web of Science, Cielo. We must have our scientific profile. Why? Visibility. I want to get contacts with researchers. I want to be found. I want you to invite me to go visit your country. Silly position, right? I want to project, I want to publicize my publications. And of course, I can use this. Do you know this picture? Sorry, going back. Who are those ladies? Queen Elizabeth, and again, Mrs. Obama. That was a horrible international incident, people. Why? Nobody touched the Queen. And of course, the marketing people, the public relation people, the communication people were discussing for months. Is this because Michelle Obama didn't know she cannot touch the Queen? Or she touched the Queen because she knows who she is? I'm just helping and being nice to a lady. I'm not hurting her. No, nobody touched the Queen. So how can you, again, train your students, alert your students, tell your students about this, how they are going to behave internationally? How can we help them to have this university collaboration, working with the best as we can? And this is not only for our students, everybody who's on mobility, professors, researchers, staff, faculty members. Remember, you have this, promote university collaboration through development of the internships and network. So encourage your professors, encourage your students. As soon as you have the catalog ready, share with the professors. Oh, but this is just for us, for international guys who work with internationalization. Well, maybe we should think about a guide to help professors to know about internationalization. How to write an email, how to approach, how to be ready to present an international congress, how to develop your oral skills internationally. I know how to develop in a stage in Brazil. I know what kind of jokes I can make with the audience. Maybe humor, when you talk about humor, intercultural is horrible, people. I watch those American series. I don't laugh. I don't understand what they're trying to say because my humor is different. Sometimes I understand English completely, but there's something missing. As well as maybe you do not understand Brazilian humor or Colombian humor, right? So we have to encourage all this exchange, all these possibilities to generate space of reflection. Professors come back, okay, how was your experience in Poland? How was your experience in Colombia? How was your experience when you developed your research project? And we are talking about prestige, we are talking about market position, we are talking about sharing, we are talking about updating. The university I saw when I came here in March, it's a different one now. It's growing, it's increasing different possibilities. Going to the end, people, because I'm tired as well, implementation, monitoring, and adaptation. And please interrupt me. We have to detail action plan, develop a concrete action plan, look at the strategic scheme where it's being defined, including assigning responsibilities. It's so nice to end a meeting, okay, everybody understood what we have to do? Yes, but nobody knows what exactly I have to do. So you did a wonderful job, and I'm pretty sure that you decide exactly, okay, Cesar is going to be responsible for this. My friend from Poland, I don't know your name, I'm very sorry, but you were designing it. Bogdan, am I saying right? Bogdan is responsible for the TI technology in order to develop the platform. So we know what we have to do. And I was just telling Lina, you are a PhD student, set a date. Think that you are drinking champagne and start coming back. Drink a champagne celebrating your PhD, but we must know who's going to do what and where and when, and especially there's no free dinner, no free lunch. Phase 1 of the UNESCO magazine, analyze the vision, mission and strategy, alineación estratégica, conformación de la equipe de internacionalización, very clear. And remember, this is for basic people, medium and high level of internationalization. You can read it carefully. One thing that I like as well, and I mentioned I was going to share some ideas of tools, is this matrix. It's named Matriz Gucci. Why good? Gravity, urgency, and tendency and trends. What is the gravity of the problem I'm dealing right now? Topic can be, for example, student mobility is the most important thing. I have a very, very serious problem. It's urgent, and you know the difference between importance and urgency, right? One is related to time, the other one is related to relevant things. So if you look at that, organize your desk as soon as you have your first meeting on Monday morning. Ask your team, let's check what are the most important problems they have to resolve. Apply this easily with your hands. It's just an idea to reflect and organize and systematize, because you're going to monitoring and evaluating mechanism. Define the monitor progress, establish methods and tools, involves data collection, periodic performance review, evaluation of the impact. Yesterday I spoke to you about the impact. We are just focusing on numbers. Rankings are very cruel. We need to show numbers. What about the outputs, learning outcomes, the results that are really changing somebody's life? And we are not counting on that. So we have to be more concerned about this. This is the model that I mentioned to you that Brazilian government had on the document, the matrix of maturity. Knowledge and commitment, implementation, consolidation, and full internationalization. So you can have some ideas about, concepts, what do you have to do in each one of each phase, which is kind of interesting as well. And comes the evaluation. If you cannot measure, you cannot evaluate. Yes, I can measure, including the most subjective thing. How can you measure the sensitive intercultural skills of your students? Yes, we have a scale. Milton Bennett, Janet Bennett, Geert Hofstede, they all have this maturity of intercultural sensitivity. And you can apply to your students before the exchange program and at the end. Did they really develop? Are they really better people, more tolerant? Yesterday I mentioned to Alexander, what is tolerant? What is something very, very far from me? I am extremely tolerant as long as it's not by my side. It's easy to be tolerant like this. Okay? So how can we develop solidarity, tolerance to our students? And the continuous adaptation, flexibility to adapt. We have this scenario each time more difficult, increasingly complex. We are hyper-connected. Okay? And what we do with all this information, people? Knowledge management cycle. We have, number one, acquire the knowledge. Where is the knowledge about internationalization? Do we know each other? Do I know the potential of international? I think Cesar mentioned that. We don't know what our universities are doing. It's difficult to follow, especially with professors that have been working for 20 years and they don't register. They say, it's my project. Well, professor, it's your project because you belong to this house, because you live here. Okay? Second, apply. Adaptation of knowledge to fit into the context. Everything Lou is saying doesn't fit to my university. Hopefully at least one slide fits to you, and you're going to give me the feedback later. Evaluate the utilization of knowledge. What am I going to do with 100 Brazilian students went abroad? What am I going to do with this data as a researcher? I have a research question, right? I need to know where the students are going. And the data you presented yesterday, fantastic. Alexander presented, you interviewed students, interviewed the staff, you know where they want to go. If the programs are too big or too long or too short, we have to listen carefully all the time. Create knowledge, identify the knowledge, refine, disseminate. And that's the most important thing. Tell people what you're doing. Cesar is going to have a wonderful ceremony of the Oscar, giving the prizes to the students, rewards to the professors. That's beautiful, that's what we have to do. Follow good practices, follow good things that really help us to understand. Okay? This is the same thing we did before. More information for the conferences. Oops, I'm sorry. Now I made a mess. Anyway, people, that was the last slide for us, following the right time. Question for you, does it make sense? One slide made sense to you? Yes? Not only one, more than one? What's going on in your heart right now? What's the feeling that you have right now? You can use the microphone. Gratitude, happiness, scared, I don't want to go home, I'm afraid. Say something, whatever you want to say about this. I like it, I don't like it, I agree, I don't disagree. I'm sorry I cannot get closer to you, I have to stay here.
There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do. Fantastic. One sentence, one word, go ahead. At least made me think about, right?
A lot of things, but sometimes it's not very organized. But
So we can kind of go back home and think, okay, I must organize because this is going to give you more time for your PhD. You have more time for a beer, you know, systematization, organization, discipline. It's almost like, do you know the Pomodoro rule? Yeah? 30 minutes, you make the best sauce. Work 30 minutes, relax. My eye physician told me, Lou, can you stay with your leg like this for 45 minutes? I said, no. So don't stay 45 minutes in front of your computer. You need to refresh your brain. It's the same thing. Don't stay inside your office. Pile of things. Move around, leave your office, listen to your students, talk to the professors. You are the promoters of internationalization. More comments, more sentences. Critics, please.
Yeah, both inspired and overwhelmed, but I made a lot of notes to what to read and think about when I come back home.
I always tell Alexandra, if I go to a lecture and I don't write one line, it's dangerous. When I write a lot, it means that I have lots of ideas to think about. I don't even have to look that, but it's almost like refreshing. My dear Yadira, I think we are kind of finishing here, if that's okay. I think
Yes.
everybody's hungry.
Just one thought.
Please?
I thought that we have to measure things.
We have to measure to know exactly, am I doing enough? Should I do more? Should I do less? Am I stressed? How much room do I have to grow? Cesar, please. Lots of ideas, Yadira, touching their hearts with this.
I want to get in trouble. I want to do new things, better things, get in trouble. But it's trouble to do new things.
More trouble.
Yeah, and sometimes you need to convince people, and it's also hard. But since we are finishing, I always want to thank you, really thank you, because you make us think a lot and give us inspirations for when we go back home. And you've been with us in Peru, here in Colombia, also in Brazil. So thank you, because you are like a partner of the IMAT consortium, and I think that we can continue working together.
Definitely. Yep. And thank you for staying with me. Thanks a lot.
Hi. I like the concepts, in special their ground, the knowledge. And thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I think we all deserve hands. Congratulations for staying for so long. Thank you so much.